motorcycles. That's Carroll Richardson. He ran 4th last time. And now let's go to Steve with the winner of that first moto, George Holland.
Well, I'm at George Holland. We're just about ready for the final 125 moto, and a shovel seems to be a popular tool up here.
Yeah, we just need to kind of flatten it out, make sure there's no ruts, and get a nice packed place where you won't spin off the start.
Right, you won the first moto. You're looking for a good start here, obviously, to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm just going to go for a good start and then just go for a big win.
If you don't get the good start, do you have to kind of calm down and not push too hard too fast?
No, I think I got to push harder first and get out there.
Just get out there, and then maybe you can relax a little bit.
Yeah, get the lead and then relax.
What about your starting position here? You're pretty close to the left end of the gate.
Yeah, it's a little better because once you get up there, you're on the inside in case, you can let off and cut to the inside and you can still come out good.
Go get him.
Okay, thanks.
Well, it's going to be interesting with this young man and a whole bunch of the best riders in the world, right? It sure is, Steve. As we get ready to go, that is Carroll Richardson, the man who led the opening laps of Moto 1 and then fell back to finish in the 4th spot.
And here on his Yamaha is Doug Dubach, who had a spectacular ride in the first moto, finishing a close second to George Holland.
George, of course, one of the very best riders in this business, came out of the middle of the pack, first to duel Richardson and then Dubach, and to take the win in Moto 1 in convincing style. Also, still eligible for an overall win would be Larry Brooks, who finished in the 3rd spot in that first moto. Larry Brooks currently with 36 points. Don't count him out. The clock ticking away, the gate about to fall. Each rider in his individual slot. And here we look at the start from the perspective of 911 Shaun Kalos, the 14-year-old pro from Arizona, and he gets the whole shot. It is Kalos out first. What a start for this young rider. Terrific start as they head into turn 1. Rider down. There are a total now of 3 riders down. The start has claimed 3 victims. Trevor Euros, Bruce Maynard, and Rick Turkensky. All 3 down, but none of them hurt. And it looks as if they'll all restart, but of course way, way behind the current leader, and that is young Shaun Kalos on the 911 bike. Right behind him, though, George Holland. That's right, George Holland, who won the first moto. If he can get by Shaun, pick up this one, it'll be no contest in the points. And there you see him. First through the picture was Kalos, then Holland, and the rest of the field filing through. Larry Brooks sitting in the 3rd spot, and there goes Holland by Kalos off the jump. We've seen a couple of other passes there. A lot of finesse on the part of that 65 rider, George Holland. And it looks as if he's going to move out in front a little bit more as they head up the hill, Steve. What a coup it would be for this young man from Arizona. Only 14, as we've said, if he can get around Holland. Well, I'll tell you, the factory would take note of that. He is right now a support rider. He gets the bikes and some parts, but he does not have the factory mechanics and the latest, maybe in hot tip stuff like Holland does from his factory. Well, he's certainly hanging in there. Consider the boy's age. Of course, none of these guys are exactly senior citizens. And all of them started riding motorcycles between the ages of about 5 and 8 years old. Well, look at that. Kalos challenged Holland there in that right-hander, but fell back a little bit. You notice, Steve, that it looks as if George may have a little bit more power on the straightaways than Kalos has. And, of course, they're all riding 125cc motorcycles, must weigh a minimum of 191 pounds dry, but they throw them around rock in midair as if they weighed about 10 pounds. There goes Holland off Devil's Drop, followed immediately by Kalos. Larry Brooks is still in 3rd place, doing a good job. He's got a shot at it as well. But right now, if George can hold on and take this victory, as you said earlier, he's a runaway as far as the overall points championship is concerned. But one little miscue, and he could be down in the Carlsbad dirt. That would open the door not only for Shaun Kalos, but also for Larry Brooks. But right now, Steve, Holland has not put a wheel wrong. In fact, he started to open it out a little bit on Kalos. But here is a replay of the start. And remember what happened in that giant traffic jam in turn 1, Steve. The first rider down in the yellow pants right there, that is 341 Bruce Maynard. And I don't believe anybody, and look at the bike going after each rider. I don't believe anybody hit him, Brock. He was a little bit on the outside. He tried to cut in too sharply and just lost it. All right, here's your race for 5th spot. Remember these guys, Carroll Richardson and Doug Dubach. They ran very well in the first moto, but right now, they cannot seem to handle the leader, George Holland. Dubach on number 18, headed for that downhill section they call the Carlsbad Freeway. And there is your race for second. Shaun, Kalos, and Larry Brooks battling it out. And the 911 bike, that, of course, is the kid, Shaun Kalos. And right behind him, Larry Brooks. Look at this. Brooks charges high in that corner, tries to get now, rides underneath, but can't make it stick. Kalos showing all kinds of poise here. Look at this, though. Brooks challenging on every corner. All right, as the action continues, let's go to Steve with a special guest.
Well, Brock, anyone who ever picked up a copy of Cycle News magazine will recognize this man. He won the United States Grand Prix here at Carlsbad 5 times. Garrett Wolsink. The press always referred to you, Garrett, as the racing dentist, and you're now retired and practicing dentistry in Holland?
Yeah, since a couple of years, I really am a dentist now. Before, they always called me flying dentist, but I was a professional motocross rider.
What brings you to Carlsbad?
I was on a vacation here, and I'm promoting Supercross myself in Holland. And I went to the Anaheim Stadium, and they told me there was a race on on Carlsbad, and it brings back so much memories. So I had to go over here.
What do you think of the talent of the American riders on the scene today?
Oh, America, I mean, they got lots of talent, and they got lots of money by the importers, to really support the teams. And motocross really took off big in the United States.
And once that they understood the kind of physical conditioning that Roger DeCoster and yourself always knew, is when they seem to really take off.
Yeah, because that's the biggest problem of motocross. A lot of people don't really think you need to be like in top shape, but at the moment the Americans realized it takes to be in top condition, and they started training. And because the American way of living, I think they do it even better than we do it in Europe. It's more professional, there's more opportunities, and they are dominating motocross right now.
Do you get a little itchy to put the helmet on watching all this today?
Oh no, that's completely over. I enjoy watching because I'm still also team manager for Honda Holland, and I like to stand on the side and helping the young guys out, but no itchy to ride anymore.
Wonderful to see you again, guys.
Thank you very much.
And speaking of champions, you may be watching one of the future greats here, Shaun Kalos on the 911 bike, holding off the veteran Larry Brooks in the second spot as George Holland leads it here at the Golden State Nationals, the 125 Moto2.
Right now, Larry Brooks mounting a charge on Shaun Kalos, and he got him. 20-year-old Larry Brooks on a Honda gets around 14-year-old Kalos on a similar motorcycle.
What a ride. It showed a little bit more poise on the part of Brooks, who just kind of waited and waited and waited. A lot of patience. And really, it wasn't Kalos' fault. He didn't bobble. It's just that Brooks kind of drove around him in an opportune moment. Now, though, he started to move it out a little bit. Kalos may be falling back. It could be, Steve, he's got some problems with the bike, too.
He was just looking over his right shoulder there, maybe just to see what the competition was or whatever. But I think you're right. He's falling back a little too fast.
There is your race for the 7th spot. Jim Tarantino presently holding down that position, but right behind him, Eddie Hicks and Jeff Leisk on the 82 bike, challenging right now, though, in the 9th position. Tarantino seems to be able to hold off Hicks, though.
Well, that remains to be seen, Brock. On the uphill portion, Hicks on the Yamaha on the inside is able to pull even. But downhill, it seems that Tarantino has the advantage.
You know, Steve, you forget that these guys are shifting gears all the way around this track, as well as just showing incredible balance and using the throttle. But the poise and athletic skills of these guys is almost beyond comprehension, really.
Well, they're shifting gears hundreds of times in a 12-lap race.
Absolutely. So that left foot is just jiggling up and down on that shift lever. The right hand working the throttle, and the brakes on the left and the right hand. Just everything is working. Every digit, every part of your body.
And here is the fight for 4th spot. That is Willie Surratt trying to hold off Doug Dubach, number 18. Dubach was CMC number 1 last year, Brock, the best in the organization.
A fine rider, as is Willie Surratt. He is currently in the 4th spot. He's from Canyon Country, California. He's 18 years old and rides with Honda support. That doesn't mean as you say, a full team rider, but he's getting a lot of help.
And they're both hungry. Witness this competition for 4th place. Willie Surratt getting a lot of pressure from Doug Dubach as they come up the hill into the right-hander. Dubach is on the inside. Dubach pulling along even. Dubach is going to execute the pass. He did it.
It should work. Yeah, he's got right in front underneath him and holds on to that 4th spot. Good move by Doug Dubach. Down the hill they go. This may be one of the fastest parts of the course. They're probably knocking out about 70 miles an hour, I would say, in here. Wouldn't you, Steve?
At least that, Brock, and the track is really getting rough. It's supposed to in motocross.
here is your race for 6th spot. Jim Tarantino has just squeezed past Carroll Richardson. Right behind them is Jeff Leisk. These three have been battling all afternoon for that particular spot. But right now, it's Tarantino who's holding it down and has opened up just a little bit of a margin on Richardson there on the inside.
So it's Tarantino on the outside, Richardson on the inside, the red bike just behind them, the Australian Jeff Leisk. They are really duking it out for this 6th spot.
Aren't they? Oh, boy, look at that. There goes Tarantino leading the way down the hill. Right behind them, though, Carroll Richardson. Remember, Richardson led it earlier in Moto 1, Steve, and then just must have had some mechanical problems and fell back to finish in 4th spot. Right now, though, he's in the same basic position. He's well back from the leaders, but still in contention for 6th.
Well, the start, so important, and neither or none of these three riders actually got a great start. They'd be further up than they are.
Absolutely. Right now, though, it's still George Holland leading it way, way out front as we watch Tarantino, Richardson, and Leisk go at it. They may not be in contention for the victory, but you can be sure they're having all kinds of fun out there. This is what motocross riders love, this just intense competition.
Well, Doug Dubach and Willie Surratt are still waging war for the 4th spot, number 18 there. That was Doug Dubach's Yamaha. Willie Surratt just behind him.
Remember, Steve, it was Dubach that finished in 2nd spot in Moto 1 after what you would call a spirited duel with the ultimate winner, George Holland. Right now, though, he's got his hands full with Surratt, who is, as we said earlier, one of the younger riders on this circuit, and right now enjoys Honda support. Of course, Dubach has Yamaha support.
And, you know, to arrive at the position they are right now in their career, all of these guys started as little mini expert riders when they were maybe 8, 9 years old, progressed into the junior class, the intermediate, and finally graduated into this pro category. You figure there's over 7,000 riders in CMC. Really a tribute to a guy like Doug Dubach to have made it to this point.
And as you said, held the number 1 spot in CMC competition last year. So Dubach is definitely a contender in all forms of motocross.
But he's got to be plenty worried right now about Willie Surratt on the number 1 bike just behind him. Surratt appears to maybe be bridging some of that gap. But if you were rooting for the youngster, the 14-year-old, we got some bad news. 911 Shaun has gone off of the court and has dropped way back to 11th. But he's still out there trying.
And contesting him for that number 11 spot is Dre Dirks. In fact, he just moved by him. Dirks, another Arizona rider. But you know, Steve, considering the age of young Shaun Kalos, it's just very difficult to, I suppose, maintain that level of concentration and poise for an entire moto.
I think it's just a matter of him developing physically in the next couple of years.
And I'm sure the emotional maturity that is required to maintain this intense level of competition. But right now, though, Shaun Kalos is giving his pal from Arizona, Dre Dirks, all he can ask for in terms of competition as these two riders carry on around this almost 1-mile Carlsbad circuit.
That's right. The circuit can be laid out in a number of configurations. The USGP, it's about 1.25 miles. Today, it's about 7/8 of a mile. So you can play around with these hillsides and create whatever kind of course you want.
Shaun Kalos, a good kid, as we said, his grandfather with that great big motorhome with their rolling shop and a hospitality suite on board. These guys live pretty good.
You bet they do, and they can make some big money when they get a factory ride like this man has, George Holland. And he is doing right now exactly what Suzuki pays him so much to do, and that's lead the race. Number 65, George Holland. Can he win them back-to-back? Sure looks promising. Larry Brooks in 2nd, followed by Doug Dubach, Willie Surratt, and the Australian Jeff Leisk. I wonder if Holland hasn't backed down just a little bit. His mechanics down at the start-finish line telling him, easy, boy. Larry Brooks is back there. You've got a nice cushion. Don't break the machine. Let's win this thing. This is the final moto. Holland won the first one, and looks like he may be on his way to a 2nd consecutive victory, but not if Larry Brooks has anything to say about it.
Larry Brooks is hanging in there, but Holland, as you say, seems to have superior power, and of course is one of the most expert riders ever.
And it may just be the riding talent that's the difference here, Brock. The bikes would appear to be pretty evenly matched.
So there is Larry Brooks doing his best. And there, on the right side of your screen in the yellow livery, is George Holland on his Team Suzuki.
And I mentioned the level of the riding ability. Now, you see kind of a wild abandon there in the part of Larry Brooks. Holland makes it look so easy. He is much smoother.
Well, if there's any consistent trademark among any great player in any kind of a sport, it's that the best ones seem to make it look easy.
Winning his Yamaha in the 3rd spot right now is Doug Dubach, number 18. He is a couple of turns, however, behind Larry Brooks.
But he has apparently disposed of the challenge of Willie Surratt, who you remember was really working on him for that position. But now Willie has fallen back a bit, and Doug is riding all alone.
Now, Doug had a second-place finish in the first moto. He's riding third now. Should anything happen to George Holland up front there, Dubach conceivably could still win this thing.
Well, also, don't forget that Larry Brooks and Dubach are going to fight it out for that second spot, presuming that Holland holds on to the win. So it's surely a very important moment in the event for Doug Dubach.